We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we record today, the Turrbal and Yuggera people.
We pay our respects to elders past and present. Aboriginal land always was, always will be. Sovereignty was never ceded. Hello, my name is Geena.
Hello, my name is Amy.
And we are
As Good As It Gets.
Welcome back to another titillating episode of As Good As It Gets. I'm one of your titular hosts, Geena Schwartz.
And I'm your other host with tits. Because apparently Geena doesn't have any.
Titular?
Titular.
Does that mean what?
What? Well, you didn't introduce yourself as having tits.
But I am titular.
Titillating.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
No? Who are you?
I'm Amy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're in a good mood today, folks. Amy, tell me what's going on, huh?
I'm aching.
From what, Missy?
I wish it was something good. It's just my body existing.
You need to get that under wraps.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm really trying. It's just a
So is
dumb
it you not knowing what's going on? Is it just aching and the doctors are like, we don't know?
They're like, stretch. No, it's more, it's yes and no. It's like we have ideas, but they're like, pulled muscle. Who knows? No. But it's just a process to get like the proper tests and everything done to get an actual answer.
I just love that they're like, we're not quite sure. Anyway, so that is $250.
For my maybe opinion.
Come back next week though. What?
Yeah.
Doctors are silly.
Yeah. But you know what is great?
What?
I've already had an ice cream today.
Was it Biscoff?
No.
What was it?
It was a connoisseur mint choc ice cream.
Mint choc?
Yeah.
That is wild.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really yummy.
All right.
So that was pretty hot, Geena. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay. I wish you wouldn't.
I thought you were going to say, I wish you well. I wish
just
you well.
wanna wish you well.
In hell. Geena,
Yeah?
how you doing?
Fine. I'll tell you what. Okay, so have I told you I got a wind chime for Christmas?
Oh, you know what? You have told me this, but I haven't. I'm a terrible friend. I haven't inquired about it since.
Why haven't you checked in?
I don't know.
So here's the thing. This is a boring and long story, but there's a
Okay.
point.
Please.
Okay, so the wind chime, you had to hang it up. You'd need like a little hook or something. And on my balcony, my ceilings are really high and we don't have hooks. So I needed to go out to Bunnings or whatever and find some apparatus to like put it on the wall,
Yeah.
basically. So this took a lot of trial and error because I have no idea what I'm doing. So I go to Bunnings and I buy a bunch of shit, which is all wrong. Then I go back, la la la. So I finally hang up my wind chime in July. And I'm
Christmas in July.
Yeah, truly. And I was so happy about it. I love wind chimes. It's a wooden one, and it reminds me of home and all this sentimental stuff. So I hang it up and it's blowing in the breeze, happy as Larry.
Great.
But I was worried because the way that I hung it up is with double-sided hard tape, basically, that you tape to the wall, then you put a little bracket on that tape, and then you hang a hook from the bracket, then you hang the wind chime off that hook. Like it's a whole fucking thing.
Okay.
And this is a big wind chime. So I was like, I really hope the weight of the wind chime doesn't pull the bracket off the wall because it's going to fall a long way. Anyway, happy as Larry. She didn't fall. Love that. I come home one day and I look outside and the wind chime is not up. And I'm like, oh,
Geena.
fuck. But then I notice it on the back table. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And one of my roommates is in the kitchen, and at that point she goes, oh, yeah, I think roommate A took it down because it was just making a lot of noise or something. Yeah, it was just really noisy. And I go, oh, okay. And I had to run off to go to work or something. So I was like, sure, whatever, goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
I come back a couple of days later because I'm like, that's kind of weird that they took it down. And there was no message in the group chat either being like, hey, I don't know whose wind chime this is. I've taken it down because X, Y, Z. Like there was no explanation. It was just taken down. And I was like, okay, sure. Anyway, so I feel weird about that. A couple of days later, it's still not up. So I'm like, I'll just put it up again. You know, it's my wind chime. Happy days. I put it up. I go to work that night. I come home and it's taken down again. Oh. And I'm like, oh, okay.
And still no message in the group chat?
Still no
That's
message.
dumb.
And I'm like, what's going on? Why do you hate wind chimes? And why won't you tell me about it? You know what I mean? Also, I don't want to be this bitch, but it's like one of 3 Christmas presents I got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's got sentimental value. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Anyway, so that makes me sad. Whatever. I leave it another couple of days and I put it back up again for the 3rd time, I think. Anyway, I come down this morning and the whole bracket has come off the wall. So it's either fallen to the depths or, I don't know, they've thrown it in the bin.
Wait, so your wind chime is gone?
It's gone. But I assume...
Do you know what?
I assume because it was hanging slightly over the balcony that it's just dropped to below. I haven't checked the carnage yet because I've been out all day and I was late leaving the house. But so that's the story of how my wind chime like never even got a chance to soar. She was taken down and then probably committed suicide.
She's like, no one wants me here.
I'm like, I do. I want
She's
you
like, no,
here.
you don't.
But now I'm like, okay, if she yeeted to the floor, then I don't know how to stick her up on my balcony without like physically drilling the bracket into the wall, but I live in a rental.
Yeah.
And then if I do that into the wall, my roommates will be like, we still don't like the wind chime. Well, I don't like your attitude. So
I don't understand why there wasn't any communication.
And usually we're pretty good with that kind of stuff. We'll be like, oh, hey, there's a package here for you or whatever it is, but there was no communication about that. And
it makes me think maybe like whoever it was, if you're both whoever, or like, I don't like this, but I don't want to be that person to be like, I don't like your thing, but for the repeated
taking it down,
putting it up, and like no
message
commentary on it is very bizarre. Also, Geena, I hate wind chimes, but I hate this story for you.
We can never live together.
I feel sad about this story for you.
I
would have wanted the wind chime taken down, but I would have messaged you about it.
What is it about wind chimes that you don't like?
I don't like the sound. I don't like wooden, I don't like metallic. Like I hate the sound of wind chimes in the wind. Hate it.
I need to know why. Like, what is it? Why don't people like them?
It's just annoying. But also, sure, I grew up like an hour north from here. Still pretty city. Like, I don't have the same like upbringing as you, so it doesn't.
Not on the fucking farm with the sheep and the cows.
It doesn't have any sentimental value to me. It's just an annoying sound that I probably saw a lot at the Redcliffe markets and was like, anyone who buys one of those is dumb.
Me being like, look at these at the Redcliffe markets.
You're like, this one time we went to the Redcliffe markets and I bought one of every wind chime.
You're like, oh. Anyway, so that's my little story about the wind chime, and I don't know how to deal with that.
Oh.
But like, I had this wind chime.
Yeah, I'm sad. I hope you can. I hope it's okay.
Me too.
Are you far up? Like in your house unit?
Well, like, so there's the ground floor, which is the garage, because I live in a townhouse. And then you go up one set of stairs, and that's the kitchen, living, and balcony.
Yep.
So you're one drop down.
Yes.
And then you go up to the 3rd floor, which is where all the bedrooms are. So, I mean, I'm sure she's fine.
She's fine.
But even if she isn't now, I like fucking have to find a way to put her up, and I put her up and nobody wants her up. So fuck this. Anyway,
moving on to even better things.
On to new things, brighter on the horizon. What's that saying? On the horizon.
On the horizon. Better
through the tunnel.
Anyways, new month's resolutions.
Yeah, how exciting and fun and so totally cool. Amy, what was your new month's resolution for this month?
Geena, mine was to not Google my symptoms before I have like conferred with the doctor.
And how did we go?
I didn't do well. I started okay, but
you did.
I went into a fiery pit of self-diagnosis.
Was that recently or?
I don't know. Everything's a blur.
Yeah, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah, no, I think is this the first one that I've very largely failed, or like it's a very obvious fail?
I hate
There's
to
no
tell
success
you,
here.
Failed a couple.
Not a couple.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What?
There, I can't remember, but there's been a few.
Because they weren't there.
But there's been a few where you come in and be like, so.
They've been like half and halves.
Well.
This one is a straight up fail. Like this is the most. I
failed of fails.
Yeah. He's on the bottom. It was like I was trying really hard, but it's really difficult when you're like, I get to a point sometimes where the only way I can soothe my health anxiety is by trying to find something that tells me I'm not dying. And because I don't know anything about medicine, Google does.
Yeah, Dr. Google does.
And it's just so frustrating though, because like I wanted to do this so much, but then there were just a couple of points where I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't care because I need this right now. But then I'd, like find my answer or whatever and be like, okay, I guess I'm not dying right now. And then feel guilty because I'm like, oh, but I did the thing that I didn't want to do. So now I feel double sad.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
It's a sad cycle.
So that's really annoying. But
we live, we laugh, we learn,
And I've learned that I just need my body to be better.
And that's okay.
And that's a learning. Before I tell you the new one though, Geena, can you tell me how you've gone this month?
Yeah, for sure. So my new month's resolution was to gym once a week, fast food only once a week, but I could have coffee whenever I want because...
And Biscoff Storms.
Yes. But I can have coffee whenever I want because if I can't have coffee whenever I want, what's the point in living?
It's true.
And let me tell you, Amy, I failed so bad. I failed the hardest I've ever failed.
Yes.
And let me tell you, as soon as we
the claps just kept going
kept going. As soon as we left the studio and we did the new month's resolutions, I immediately forgot about them.
And you got like Macca's on the way home?
It was legit like, it got to the end of the week and I was like, oh, fuck. I'd eaten, I think, 2 takeouts that week.
And forgot you had a gym membership.
And the gym was also a struggle. I think it doesn't help that lately I've had like such a foggy brain and like knowing what day it is or where am I at any given point. So like, yeah, it was a week later and I was like, oh, I'm meant to be doing this thing. And then I was like, oh yeah, totally. I'll get on that. And then the next day I was like, I'm pretty hungry. Pretty hungry.
And I'm out.
What are you going to do?
And now I have $10 in my pocket.
But eating takeout, if you think about it, is saving money. And I'll explain this to you.
Please, Geena.
Because if I'm not eating out, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to a restaurant. What do you pay at a restaurant? $24 for a steak plus a $10 wine.
$24 for a steak? Tell me about that. That's good.
I go to the pub on the corner.
I'll come.
But if you're getting KFC, that's $13. Saving money.
Truly. Yeah. Look at you. Should we do a money podcast?
Let me tell you about Bitcoin. So I've never failed something so hard before.
I'm so glad we're in this together.
Yeah, I felt good about that. I felt good that you said you failed.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry.
You know what? I'm not for either of us.
Great. But you know what? New month.
New month.
New resolution. So you know what? Horizon's on the good. You know?
Horizon's on the up.
Horizons are looking okay.
Geena.
Yep.
What's your new resolution?
Amy, I think you'll be proud of me for this one.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Well, this I'm going to be proud of you for this one. Proud just of the idea or if you do it?
Both,
Okay.
hopefully. This month, I'm going to do an acting class.
Hell yeah!
That's right,
Yeah!
sluts. She's getting out there. She's going to do her thing.
That's cool.
She's going to act, in theory.
Yeah. In theory. Okay, great. And have you any idea of the kind of one that you want to do?
Yeah, so I met this lovely lady on a film set recently, and we got talking, and she teaches for this company basically.
Great.
And I've looked at other acting classes before, but I feel very weird and very scared about not knowing anyone. So I think we're not besties or anything, but I feel comfortable that she's a lovely, warm person and she's the teacher, so I will feel hopefully comfortable in front of her.
Totally.
And if I don't know anyone, at least I know her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
So
that's awesome.
yeah, so that's coming up in theory. I always say that because I'm like got big plans and then something will happen and be like, so I didn't do it.
You're like, I was sleeping, so
So my wind chime. Anyway.
had to hold the funeral.
It was a month-long thing, you can understand. Yeah, so Horizon's on the up for that one.
That is very good, Geena.
Thank
I
you.
am proud of you for that one.
Now, Amy, what's your new month's resolution?
All right.
Don't be too happy about it, okay?
Mine is continuing on the theme of health. Now, if you're tired of this, Geena, don't worry. You couldn't
So
be
am
more
I.
tired of it than I am.
Okay.
But because it has occupied so much of my space in the last couple of months, I have noticed a real shift in just how I am thinking and what I base, I don't know, how level of success or happiness or that kind of thing. So this month's resolution is to not base my entire happiness off the quality of my health.
Okay. That's a big one.
It is a big one, but let me tell you, I had I feel like I had almost an epiphany, which sounds so dumb because when I say this, it's like, well, yeah. And I was like, you know what? There are other good things happening in my life. And it's literally like my brain hadn't occupied that thought in ages. And I think because my life has been so chaotic the last few months with so many different changes, it hasn't had time to
settle,
reflect on anything. And so when I had this one moment of that was actually a really nice thing. Actually, I have all these very good things happening.
Yeah.
There's just this one big part of my life that I dwell on. One, because my anxiety is focuses on it, but I don't actively address the other good things to try and maybe counteract the anxiousness or the negativity that I feel about trying to get health answers.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to try, because the thing is I'm in the process of doing what I can. There isn't actually anything more I can be doing than what I'm doing. So it's not serving me to be sad, unless I'm in pain or something, but it's not serving me to be sad. Just thinking about what if, it's not helpful.
And you're focusing too much of your energy
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. So we're going to try and not do that.
No, we're going to avoid it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, look at us, two gals out here horizoning.
Horizoning. Bring me the horizon. Isn't that a band?
Oh, yeah, it is. Yep.
Thank you.
Wow, goth queen over here, Amy Giro. Wow.
Geena.
What? What do you want?
Nothing at all. Forget I ever spoke or breathed.
I try to.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What got you good this week?
God, I'm glad you asked, Amy. That's my highlight of my week, is coming here and telling you what got me good. I'll tell you.
Please.
I went to KFC today.
I'm shocked.
Shocked. And I went up to the
Speaker
speaker.
box?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And the lady on the other end says, "Welcome to the Colonel's house. How can I help you?" And I was like, that's hilarious. And then I come up and I pay. I'm like, do you have to say that? Like, is that a new branding thing? And she's like, no, I just like to say it. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And then as I drive off, she says, have a zinger of a day. And I laughed for like 3 minutes.
Oh, give that lady a raise.
I know.
That's good stuff.
I'm going to call it the Colonel's house from now on.
I've just been at the... I really want to go to the Colonel's house. What? What? Geena?
The Colonel.
Are you in trouble? What's going on?
I love army. No. Speaking of army, Amy. That was so good. Oh, God.
That was a good
What
one.
got you good?
I'll tell you, Geena, what did get me good? Let me reflect on that for one moment. Oh, I'm going to tell you. Geena,
What?
so I had a birthday.
Oh, bitch, I was going to wait till the next episode. Happy birthday.
Well, thank you so much.
You ruined it. Happy birthday.
There's a cat on the
to
table.
ya.
Anyway, I've got to tell you about one of the gifts I received.
I was going to ask. Yeah, tell me.
Now, maybe I'll do a full rundown in the next step, but this is just a little
okay.
teaser, all right? Geena, I got given a cat cam
Oh.
so that I can watch Jenga when I
Wherever-
am not at home.
Wow. That's pretty fucking great.
And it's changed my life.
How much are those?
I don't know.
We should look that up.
I did actually want to do that and I
Yeah.
forgot. So we'll have a look after this.
Who was that from?
Julio?
Oh, I knew it was going to be from Julio. That's a great gift.
I know.
Especially discussing your old partner's gifts. The guy that gave you the tappy
The
thing.
square?
Yeah. Julio knows.
Yeah, I don't even think I've ever spoken about it with him. I've never suggested it, but I have spoken about it with one of my besties, Elise. The cat just moved my microphone.
And now she's rubbing up against the laptop.
Because she
Excuse
has
me.
one for her cat. And I was like, oh, that would be so good to have
cool,
it.
yeah.
But it's not the kind of thing I think I was ever going to buy myself.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I love
perfect.
it.
Yay.
I love it.
Oh, that's so good. So have you set it up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to show you.
Oh.
I'll show you the live stream, Geena.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Okay, that's a bit of a sleigh.
Yeah, it's pretty slay.
You know what else is slayful?
People following us
That's right.
and subscribing.
That's right, baby. Rate, review, pat a cat, buy a
Aw.
cat cam. Speaking of cats, I saw those cat wheels on TikTok or something, and I was like, that is such a cool idea, because my best friend has 2 cats, and one of them's a bit hyper, and she goes crazy. So it's like, oh, maybe I should look into getting one, blah, blah, blah. They're like $100 at cheapest for a cat wheel.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
The fuck? Anyway, it's a rich people thing.
Yeah, that's not for us.
Anyway, let's get out of here.
All right.
What's your name?
Don't know.
Me either.
But we are
As good as it gets.